Hey everyone, good evening. I hope all of you are well. I'm going to record this session today on the topic called percentage. So, what is percentage? Percentage means percent, which basically indicates that I'm talking about per cent. Just making it more clearer. I'm talking about per cent. Now, per cent would usually imply as common sense tells us per hundred. So what does per hundred indicate? It means anything that you have a number you want to express is relative to 100. So it's not an absolute number. It is a relative number. Like what's a relative number? Let me also give you some idea on that. So when we say percentage, the best example that is very common in your day-to-day life is the school itself. So in the school you have, in some schools now it is grades and all everything. But if you remember, sometimes you would have given some tests which for which you would have gotten some marks. So let us assume that you got 50 marks out of 100 in some subject, let's say maths. Same can be told for some other subject as well. So maybe you got something like 60 out of 100 in some other subject. We can call that subject anything. Let's call it physics, science. Now what happens is that end of the term, whatever term you are in, it could be the term one, or it could be the term two, could be the term three. So you will have to add all the marks in all the subjects. So for example, if what I mean to say is that if you see if the number of marks that I've got is 60, and I've got this is 60 here, and I've got 50 here, right? So which means that I have to add 50 and 60, so I'll get 110. That is a marks for two subjects. I can further add my marks for other subjects. So this could be like English, this could be like social science, this could be like physical education. So how many subjects you have, just add all the marks. Now, imagine that after addition of all the marks, what you are able to get is a total of 300 marks out of 500. So why 500? Because there are there are five subjects. That's a simple idea over here. Because there are five subjects, I'm considering the idea that you've got on the base of 500. Now, how will percentage help you here? With percentage, you can actually convert this 300 that you have got into some number which is on a scale of 100. So for that, what I will do is I'm going to work on this. So what I'll do over here is I will multiply with 100 and then also put a percentage symbol. See how it works. I'm going to do 300 by 500, and then now I will multiply with 100, put a percent symbol, and let's see what I get. If you do attempt this, you will realize that you will get a number called 60, and then you put the symbol back, you get 60%. So now you can say that, okay, the sum of all the marks or the percentage that you have got is now 60%, right? So you have got 60% marks. Why it is helpful is because at times you may have five subjects, six subjects. So मतलब it's not easy. You have कितना आप याद करोगे? 700 में से कितने मार्क्स आए? आप कंपेयर भी नहीं कर सकते विद परसेंटेज. नाउ यू कैन कंपेयर. जैसे किसी किसी स्टूडेंट्स के कम सब्जेक्ट्स होंगे, किसी के ज्यादा सब्जेक्ट्स होंगे. All these things do happen. So this gives you this gives you a benchmark, or a relative scale is a better word. Relative scale to compare your performance in the case of school exams. You can also compare something else. So, for example, let's say take the example of sports, football, cricket, whatever. Let's take the example of cricket. So, if you say that okay, India has played, let's say, five tests and won three. You notice the number here. The numbers here are very very small. They are like 5, 3, very small number. But if I can still convert them into percentage. What I will do is 3 by 5, and then I can do 100 So this will give me 60%, which means that on a scale of 100, 60 is the percentage ka answer for which India wins the matches. So what happens is that your denominator, which in this case is in this case number of tests played. In the earlier example of school was it was the number of marks that is maximum possible. So on that denominator, you can expand or you can contract up to on a scale of 100. That's what percentage really does. Okay, fine. I'm trying to keep it simple. Maybe I'll discuss a couple of questions, hopefully interesting questions, and then we can see uh, its applications as well. So for first application, I'll go to the first one. Why percentage is useful? So first example is profit and loss. If you know percentage, you will realize that this concept will also go and extend in your daily life. If you are a kid, or if you remember your old days where you love chocolates, right? You were actually, let's say, buying some chocolates, and if you are buying some chocolates, of course, you are paying some money. So, for example, if you are buying, we'll take a simple example. Let's say this dairy milk that is very popular, you're buying for rupees 10, and that is per unit, right? And now you are also buying, let's say, some number of units. So, whatever unit number that you buy, you will actually multiply with 10. So, if you bought five, you'll pay 50 rupees. Simple common sense. Now, how does percentage come here? So for percentage, you will realize that uh, I can actually figure out profit and loss, but not for you, for the shopkeeper. Like if you have run a small business, you can also do it for yourself. And I would encourage you to run a small business as well because it's a very good hobby. So what could you do? If you were a shopkeeper, you would have gotten this dairy milk not for rupees 10, but you would have gotten this for rupees, let's say, 8. So this rupees 8 is the cost that shopkeeper paid. But what did the shopkeeper when they sold to you? They got rupees 10. So if you remember the terms like cost price and selling price, okay. Now the difference is the profit for the shopkeeper. So difference is rupees 2. And now I can express it in percentage. That's where percentage comes in. So I'll get 2 by 10, that is cost price. No, no, sorry, 2 by 8 into 100%. This comes out to be 25%. So see what I've done beautifully. What I've beautifully done is I put a small number 8 and expanded it in this case. I can also contract, but idea is you put it on a scale of 100. So here I have kind of brought it on a scale of 100. On a scale of 100, it is showing me 25. And 25% is the profit percentage. So this is one beautiful example of profit and loss. Okay, fine. One more example, real life, hopefully, of profit of percentage. Let's see. One more example. So if you look at there are many examples actually, but I'll take a simple example. Let's take example of your body itself. So let's say height, weight. Yeah. So you want to compare your height if you're growing, or you want to compare your weight if you had a goal with regards to weight. Okay. You can also do it actually for not just this, but also for anything that you feel you have a likelihood for. So, for example, these days, if you have a YouTube channel and or an Instagram page, YouTube channel, whatever, you have the number of subscribers, right? So imagine that in the month of May, in the month of May, the subscriber count is 100, and you put some effort, you put some videos, and in the month of July, which is a 2 months period, the count increased to 500. Okay. What is the percentage increase? If I ask you, what is the percentage increase? So again, in this case also, I can put an application of percentage. The reason why I can put an application of percentage even in this case is because you see that I can compare two numbers. The first number is 100, which is the on the month of May. Second number is 500. So I will do 500 minus 100. This is the difference. Okay. And in this case, case of difference, what will happen is that I can figure out the change that has happened. This is giving me the change which has happened. Okay, so this comes out to be 400. Now you want to compare it with the initial number, which was 100. Should I maybe change the number so that it's more realistic? So maybe I'll do 300. Okay. Now this is beautiful. Now you can express them in percentage. How you can express them in percentage is you do this and you get a number called 66% approximately. Okay. So again, a good example from the real life where you are able to. So again, a good example from the real life, what you're able to do in this case is that you're able to compare their subscribers count. And this is how you actually understand that whatever effort you have put in, common sense, you should know as to what is the growth in terms of percentage. Okay, great. So we'll end it over here. I hope you liked it. Thank you for listening.